right, it is the first day of May. We had a heck of a run up yesterday on earnings for Meta and for Microsoft, a few other things. So, heck of a run up yesterday after that inverse head and shoulders after we held the 200 exponential moving average on the 1 minute chart. So, where do we go today? Well, we got more news today, so we'll see what we get. Obviously, we have to look possibly for a retest of this hourly gap here, which will also have the 50 on the hourly move into it at some point today. So kind of need to look for that. We did test 20K again overnight. So yeah, let's see what we get this morning. I mean, I definitely would be watching for the possibility of the retest of this spot here, or at least yesterday's high. Yesterday's high is sitting right there. And then there'll be a nice little underside, like transfer trend line right here on the hourly we got to watch. So got a lot of little areas where we should maybe pull back to. Okay, but we'll see what we get. So we do have more news today. 1 minute chart going into the open has been quite the pullback, but actually not too big of a pullback. I just have scaled wrong. Um, Not really that pretty, honestly, going into the open. Not super clean. I'm going to watch this here. That's obviously a solid line. So that line is really good with that many touches. So I'm going to channel that and put a downtrend channel on it and just watch for either side of that after the open. Go to right there. So let's turn that to like light red. Let's see what we get going into the open here this morning. So that's kind of what I'm gonna watch. 2 minutes till the open. I do not have Trumpy Social on right now, so let me put on True Social just to make sure. I don't know what his public schedule is today. I hadn't checked it. Got a lot of bottoms down here too at like 8.99. This is the top of that hourly gap. Um, yeah, let's see what we get, man. So be an interesting morning for sure. Let's see what we got going on here this morning. So downtrend break there too. You're going to have a bearish gap into the open. Well, maybe not. This candle may fill back up. So we'll see what we get. Still 47 seconds left in this candle. I'm going to open up old Truth Social here just to make sure I don't miss any of his rambling today, which is fine. I mean, I like the guy. He just creates a lot of volatility, which kind of is what we want anyway. So, doesn't look like he has said anything recently. Not in the last 12 hours. What the hell? Don, you sick, man? Not feeling good? 12 hours since you said something? Hmm. All right. 4 seconds, and then we're open. So we do have a bearish gap now. So watch that little bearish gap here in the open. We're just going to tap the midpoint of it. Yeah, we went right through it. Okay. Interesting cast. Good volume. In 10 seconds, you're already at almost 2,000 contracts. Good Lord. It's going to be a big volume candle here. Don't be surprised to see us sweep 20K again. Again, the downtrend channel is above it. Good old QQQ opened up at 483. So 484 almost. Watch VWAP here. I did not catch that tap of the 200. It's screwing around in the middle. I'm not a huge fan of screwing around in the middle. So I'd rather now get that bearish confirmation of this bearish gap in the 50 on the one. I did get that. PT1, PT2. And Trump's talking. Got more for 20. Watch the bottom of the channel. That's kind of what I would like to see here is the bottom of the channel there. So you did the 25 together, the bottom of that bearish gap, which we never closed above. Come on, baby. Let's get done. There we go. Whee. All right. I'm 75% out now. Oh, let's see what happens. This is going to create a monster gap too, unless we get a really good bounce here. Does anybody have any support in this area? That horizontal is going to be the next 900. Okay.
Yeah, I have 900 horizontal.
900 horizontal.
Then I
So
have I'm hoping for the gap down around 800 though.
don't fill this candle completely back up. They did. Wow. Jeez. You got to love the open. Nice 50 rejection there. Some crazy candles this morning.
This guy, you saw that Apple and Amazon have their earnings today, yeah?
Had what? I'm sorry.
Apple and Amazon earnings are today.
Yeah. I don't know, hard to tell what's going to happen. Crazy candles this morning. I'd watch the little shorter term downtrend line now. I kind of actually did put it here, but I drug it down to see if it was the new downtrend channel. So I'd watch this area. Again, you're still in this bearish 1 minute gap, but the candles are rather spicy. They're rather spicy this morning. I did add there actually. So we'll see. I haven't taken any off yet. I think I'm going to take some off now. This candle to make a new low. 10 seconds left. The good news is my average actually went up a tiny bit. Just took some more off. Really would like to see us retest yesterday's high and possibly the hourly gap from yesterday afternoon. By the way, that inverse head and shoulders was a call of the day yesterday, huh? Damn, that thing kept going. Got all the way back to that hourly gap that I looked at for the high, got to the high, and then broke out of the high with earnings. So that was a heck of a move.
Beautiful.
I'm 50% out of the ad now. I don't think. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens to the bottom of this channel. I didn't put the news schedule up yet for today because we have news at 10, correct?
Yeah,
Today.
manufacturing PMI.
Okay. That is that. Copy that.
And at a quarter two.
Yeah, I knew we had another one. I couldn't remember. I'm trying to look at it now. For some reason, I lost my web browser. I don't know how I lost my web browser, but I lost it. And I'm trying not to cover up my montage right now. Okay. 75% out again at the bottom of this channel. This is a valid channel. After this, it's time to let a trade work because I have a little bit of a cushion set up. I'm going to draw the 1 minute downtrend line here real quick, just off of those wicks. Not saying that that's going to be the new downtrend channel, but those two stand out pretty good. So until that thing actually shows me that that's valid,
Probably
that's
going for yesterday's high.
watch. What's that? Yeah.
Yesterday's high. Which is also basically the low from overnight.
What do we have? What is today? Thursday? Yeah, 9:45, manufacturing PMI, 10 manufacturing and construction spending. That's all yellow folder shit. So We got any EMAs close by in the 5 minute here? Yep. 200 on the 5 is
200, yeah.
897. 97 or 87. Geez, I'm blind. Freaking 48 and I'm blind. You see that how much money Meta Reality Labs lost? $4 billion. Think of how profitable their quarter would have been if they didn't lose $4 billion on that. Oh. We are roughly 90 points from 485 on QQQ. That would be 20, basically 040. 20,040. What was the overnight high? 036. So 485 was basically the overnight high on Q. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. And again, this is that hourly gap from yesterday's ER right here, this yellow spot. You know, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to take out yesterday's close, honestly. I don't think we have strong enough news for that today, to be truthful. Still don't have a bullish gap. What are you thinking here, Anthony?
Like I said, I think we're gonna go down for yesterday's high. If I was gonna take a short, it'd be that small little gap that's on top of us. And right now we're just in a downtrend trail.
A U.S. Ukraine mineral deal is a good thing.
Okay.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
that was yesterday though. That was yesterday. I'm just looking at that, thinking about that was more good news that happened yesterday afternoon. Rinse and repeat, man. I'm making the same money 3 times in this damn trade. Come on. Knock the bottom out of this fool. Don't hold the 1 minute line. Knock the bottom out of this. Thank you. Keep going. Watch 900. Remember, we have the 200 on the 5 minute. And 900 is just a natural area where, people try to scalp those even hundreds. Come on, baby. Come on, man. Take it out. Obviously, I took some off at 900. I mean, that's an area too. It's not a bad spot if you're not in a trade, just to try the scalp with a quick stop, tight stop. Especially if the price wicks down, stops, and starts to come back up. Chase it. You do have another bearish gap that has formed. As Ant would say right in here. And I didn't draw it perfectly, but news in 5 minutes. %50 of that gap. Beautiful.
yes, sir. You said it. I didn't even need to.
Adjust my trend line here a little bit because that last wick little too steep there. I'd like them to try to grab that liquidity right now through the low and then the uptrend line. You do an uptrend line here too. So keep that in mind. Watch if we get a big wick through or a big body that turns into a wick. Watch that quick reversal. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to get another trade ready just in case that happens. This is the transfer line from yesterday's resistance, or yeah, sorry, this is the transfer line from all the resistance yesterday that we broke out above. Look at that. Taps it perfectly. So if you draw all the resistance on the uptrend yesterday, this is where it broke out above that and it came down. Now it's tapped the underside. So this area may hold here for a bit. Show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. So if you, well, I got to zoom out more. If you look at all this resistance that we had yesterday in this specific area, it actually looks better on the hourly, believe it or not. We just tapped, okay, the underside of that. We held it here too. No, we came back and held it there. So, but on the hourly, that line hits really well. It's just a 5 minute. So that's why that area is trying to hold. Plus, you had the 50 exponential moving average on the 5 minute chart there. So still don't have a bullish gap. ADX and RSI did come together, and RSI is starting to go back up. So is ADX. PQQ's 480 right now. Ugly candles this morning, not as clean as it was yesterday. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's starting to look again like it could turn into another inverse head and shoulders if we invert this gap right here. So if we invert this little gap, watch for the inverse head and shoulders and the return back to the overnight high. So still don't have a bearish or a bullish gap. Very nice. That's a very nice.
Now you have a bullish gap, or wait till the
Well,
funnel
you
closes.
have the
Yeah.
potential for one in 50
Yeah, it's
seconds.
potential for one, yes. And I would want to see this candle close over the gap, honestly, make a nice strong gap. It's not that big right now, but then come back in and sit on top, which would be the bottom side of this bearish gap that we're now looking like we're going to invert.
Keep in
The
mind, you got
numbers are for
50 there
945.
too.
It's lower.
Oh, I didn't look at him. Crap. I should have looked. Was it below 50?
No, 50.5 forecast, 50.2 actual.
What was the month prior? Does it show?
No.
Did we trend down? We probably trended down.
Yeah, it trended down. Yeah.
Okay. That's not surprising. So, you know, if once we start falling below 50, that's the panic. That's panic mode. So we're trending down towards 50. All right. Hedgie is working. Got stopped out of the short. Had 12% left on the short. Hate to get back a little bit unrealized, but I stopped out pretty early on that. Volume building. Look at the volume. Volume's building. As I said, we had RSI and ADX crossover too, so good spot to look. See if we can get back to this original bearish gap. And did we put a 5-minute gap in yet? What time is it? 9:45. We probably did. We may not have. Ah, there's the tiniest 5-minute bearish gap right here. So watch that if we don't get above that. So you're just tapped into that little tiny 5-minute gap there. But it's looking inverse head and shoulders again. I think I'm done at 10 today. Nah, I'll stay till 10:30. It's raining here. Watch the underside of the original 1-minute line, which is also the 200 exponential moving average on the 1-minute chart. She's rolling now. That transfer line was money. That hourly transfer line was money. I said it right before it did it. Whoa, start cleaning the chart up a little bit here. Don't need some of this shit no more. All right, it's the original 1-minute downtrend line, original 5-minute or 1-minute bearish gap, and the 200 on the one. I think we popped the top here though. We'll see. If not, at least come back and set back up on one of these bullish gaps. We are 483.75 on QQQ right now. Oh. Again, these gaps that don't make much sense, they're both 5-minute gaps, so keep that in mind. 5 minuto. Let's see what Trumpy's schedule is today. This way we know if we have to worry about him speaking anywhere. I didn't retry the short there. I should have, but I didn't. Valid trade if you weren't in one. Oh, sure, a valid trade. 8:30, no. National Day of Prayer. It really doesn't have anything on the docket here. He is flying to Tuscaloosa, Alabama today, though. I'd watch her run back to the overnight now. Hi, we didn't sweep the low, so let's see what we get. You do have another bullish gap that we tapped into here. And the 50 on the one, so nice spot there. Handles aren't the nicest today, but still being reasonably respectful. Now, if you're going to get the inverse head and shoulders, you really want to hold this 920 area now, in my humble opinion.
The bullish gap has been holding. Tried it twice.
Yep.
First one I only got the starter. Second time I got full fill right there. We should say 20,000. I was actually ready for it to come all the way back down to like that 920 area that you were talking about, but I was just like, might as well try the spot.
Oh no, I've tried that area twice, so
Yeah.
I really want to get the top of the original channel and take some off right there. Still holding quite a bit. This candle is not my favorite looking candle here now. I mean, the volume's real light on it though. The selling volume's real light. It's only 1,600 contracts, so they're gonna stab this thing straight through the top here in a minute. Is my opinion. We'll see. The tape, there is some big selling right now on the tape on QQQ. So
I mean, if you look at like if you zoom out, technically we're still uptrending from the open. We haven't, kind of we're at the top of our range, but yeah, we could invert this gap. I would still be watching those gaps below for support. The inverse from the open, the 38 candle, and then the open. I mean the 44 candle.
yeah, this target down here from yesterday is just so tasty. You know, a lot of institutions got caught in bad trades yesterday on ER. So that's why the only
Yeah,
reason I think is they may try to go ahead and take that out before they make a new leg, but we'll see. I mean,
yeah, that pump at the end of the day was pretty serious.
took more profit. So problem is I did kind of wreck my average there. I got to make the decision here what I want to do. Fortunately, my average is in that 5 minute gap, but that'll hold. Should have taken a little bit more off. But again, the inverse head and shoulders idea is still valid here. I mean, it basically did it. It completed it back to here. It didn't tap into here at all in the beginning, but it would have been cleaner if it had tapped into here first. Oh, man. At least this candle didn't close at the bottom.
We did invert that one on top. I would watch
Oh,
this one on the bottom that we are currently tapping into. If we get under this one, I would wait. I would just be aware that we're probably going to see like a retest of the underside and then continue following. I do see Scott's little inverse head and shoulders that he's calling out though, so that is potential as well. But this is the spot that you
Yeah,
gotta
but I
watch.
mean, we made a straight V back up basically. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
already filled that back up here. I'm
If
just,
you were gonna look for a good short to continue, it would be that inversion gap that we just closed under.
yeah, I just took more of my long off because I feel like I'm going to get nailed here. So my stop is the low of this candle. I'm not going to hold below low of this candle. Just drug my stop up. It may go after it and grab all the liquidity there in that trend line, but if it does, I'll chase it back up. They're going to go ahead and say, F your stop, Scott. I'm going to knock that right out. And they just did. It's hard for me to stop out above a trend line. But sometimes you just got a feeling. I hate to give back unrealized. Man, that was a little bit of unrealized. It was nice. God damn it, I'm gonna have to trade past 10 now, son of a bitch. I still had 50% of my position there. Really. Mm, no biggie, still in a decent morning. That is just an odd place for that to get nailed right there. 3 minutes till the news. 2 minutes till the news. They wouldn't even print 20K. Jeez, fools.
Yeah, pretty damn close. What did they print? 997.
Yeah,
Yeah.
95. It's all right. I'm making my money back right now. I am taking profit here at 900 though again.
I gotta get be better at holding. Once we closed under that bullish gap that I was trying for the long, I did flip. I actually had a 960 average. I just once we got into that inversion one, I just dumped it. But gotta be better at that.
Yeah.
Because technically we've just been printing red candles since. It's just like sometimes when I feel like so like how do you do like but you're on both sides most of the time.
I
So
mean, in the areas where I think, we're going to have resistance or support, yeah. Once I see like a slight bit of confirmation, I try to do it.
yeah.
So I try to grab one side and then move my stop on the other side to be tight. Once the reversal side starts to work, the
Yeah.
original side that I was on, I drag my stop to be real tight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Oh, there's news coming out in 1 minute.
yeah, what's
Just
that?
yeah.
Yep.
That's the heads up.
Yep. Watch this. Go ahead and turn red. Watch. And Ninja froze. 48.7, so slightly higher than forecast manufacturing PMI. Construction spending was down a rather decent amount. Just let this settle out. I mean, the jobs news this morning was bad too. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if anybody was fishing the 50 in VWAP, but if you were and got filled, congratulations. All right, I'm taking more off now. I did not fish the 50 in VWAP. Make up of your mind, man. That's an ugly candle. 2 minutes ago. What's SPY at right now? 560, 559. So SPY did print 560. Just let this settle out here. Most of the pundits are on the news with the job stuff, saying the job stuff is bad, which, I do agree. Oh, and did anybody see the McDonald's news? That's another pretty big sign. McDonald's reports largest US same-store sales decline since 2020. So again, tech holding stuff up. Meta and Microsoft holding stuff up. So
I'm flat. Just wait until we get something clean. I'm gonna look for like either a gap to continue to reject. It's just these candles are a little whippy right
yeah,
now.
they're ugly. They're ugly candles. I got 2 scalps. I'm about to get stopped out of the back half of the rest. Hard to trade those candles.
Yep, I agree. Do agree, and then also just if we see like kind of like what I'm thinking right now is like because we do have these gaps that we are rejecting right now. One's from before, and then the bullish one that we now closed under. But I would like to see a new gap to form after this to kind of reset my bias. Chart is still bearish though. That is something that until I see a bullish one that makes a higher low, I'm still
I am in
bearish.
agreement, but you know how many times we go and fill that wick back up on the news candle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually what I'm waiting for to see if we actually can get back over that close back over that wick.
Come on. Go where I want you to go there.
Just try that short. That was a cheap trade in my opinion. I'm surprised you didn't take that step.
Oh, I'm already short. I just didn't retake this.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you held your short through the news.
No, when that big candle ripped up like that, I said this candle's going to turn red. I hit the button. I only got a
Uh,
partial, but then it came back up and filled the rest. So,
so that spot was not bad. It was the underside of the gap, and we also had that wick right there. It might stop me out of the back half of this right now, though.
yeah, I'm going to watch this new line I have drawn, that new channel, kind of just those 2 lows back
No,
to
no,
that
actually,
previous
I do.
high.
All right, that just stopped me out on the rest. I'm gonna make coffee. I'll be
I'm
back.
gonna, I'm gonna give this some room here and do some Scott stuff. The volume isn't really bad. 20 seconds left. The volume actually is good on this candle. It's more than the last candle. But like I said, we fill those wicks back up on the news candles quite a bit. Just it's about to do it. Just did it.
Yeah, this candle made me sit back down. This if you get a bullish gap here, watch for the we're on the top side of two. I would just be mindful of this bullish gap. Just wait for this candle to close.
Playing games, man. Playing games.
Yeah, I just want to kind of see what direction it picks here. This is an important spot.
This is a new beginning. But common is our common ground. We're telling your story. It is the most important story. We're not afraid to tell it. American values unite us and don't divide us. This is the time to come together. For you. For me. For all. For all. For all. For all. For all America. For all America. Fox News Channel.
If we don't get back above that trend line I have in the 200 and the 5 minute right there, I am holding this all the way back down to 19,850.
Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X Fund. What's in your world?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See capitalone.com for details.
All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna listen to myself.
I can give it the 200 now, and it'll still be a green trade. So I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back too. It's that time. Oh, very nice. It's trying to look like another damn inverse head and shoulders too, if it holds here. We rejected the 50. Now we should reject the 25. Hopefully head towards my 850 area. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I will not ride this back up into red now, by the way. I'm dragging my stop down. Granted, I never haven't really been red on it. It was just I moved my stop above my average to give it the 200 and that last gap. Not doing that anymore. Knock the teeth out of this fool. Come on, man. Don't keep holding this area. Keep trying to hold yesterday's high. Damn transfer line I drew this morning, trying to hold again. That's that hourly transfer line. Granted, we did close the hourly candle above it, didn't we? No, technically we did not. This is where we want to see that Kentucky waterfall happen. Still have a new bearish gap, though, which is annoying. Stop holding this damn area. Do not give me another high or low candle here. Come on, lower high candle, lower high candle, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Come on. Come on, flatten this thing. There's yesterday's high again. Again, people will try to scalp that a couple times, you know. That's just, I get it. Really don't want to see this candle reverse and turn green here.
Look up here.
You. Oh, come on. All right. Well, apparently they got all the liquidity they want because they're going to liquidity that they wanted because it looks like they're going to create a bullish gap here, and I am not going to be happy if they do. I really, really, really wanted that 850 area. We'll see. You'll see. 20 seconds left. Oh, damn. All right, this is going to be your gap here now. Maybe. Be careful if this new candle opens at the top, it will rip up. Doesn't look like it wants to right now. 4 seconds left. Come on. Come on, man. People can't afford Happy Meals anymore. We should be going down today. Don't fight it if it breaks out. Start looking for the retest of this gap now on the 1 minute chart and go from there. I am going to look for that 5 minute overnight channel now. I think that's what I'm going to watch for today. They ain't making it easy today. They're not playing fair. But they held yesterday's high, so. I just pull out the damn 13. I did. I didn't mean to delete that. Yeah, it's still pretty valid. Just cleaning the chart up here a little bit. So you do have an uptrend channel within a larger downtrend channel here. As I had mentioned, I was not going to ride the rest of that back to red, so I did stop out of it. Still green on it, but I did not take the long. I did not take the long. But I have 12 more minutes to figure out another trade, so that's good.
Yo, Scott, I was just wondering, did you ever study the ABCD long pattern? It kind of looks like that could have been an
Oh, I
easy,
traded the hell out of that back in the day. I used to call those all the time.
yeah.
ABCDs on the trash are really, really good. So I used
Yeah,
to trade those all the time.
it looked
I
like
don't
that one.
I don't look for it on this stuff, but for the trash, they work great.
Scott, what are you thinking here now? We're sitting in the middle, kind of annoyed.
I'm almost thinking they're going for this 5 minute gap here now, you know?
Okay.
So, I mean, as I said, I'm flat right now. I got stopped out of the rest of the short. I didn't take the long because we didn't pull back into this bullish gap. I didn't take
Yeah.
it.
No, I'm flat as well. I was just curious because we're just, in this range since the open.
Yeah, well, so like we're in the 5 minute downtrend channel and a 1 minute uptrend channel. So
Yeah.
like the red is the 5 minute downtrend channel, the green is the 1 minute uptrend channel. So I mean, we'll see.
We'll see if it comes down into that gap. That's all I'm currently waiting for. There's no bearish gap I mean, there is that inversion gap that we're still respecting, but I would not step in front of this in my opinion.
Well, ADX is
You
really
could
low
take a
right.
cheap trade. There is a cheap trade if it comes back up to 55, but you'd stop out fairly quick if we got over the downtrend line.
ADX is really low right now, so there's really not much momentum here.
Yep.
So I'll just chill for a minute. I thought about trying to take that 50 there, just a partial, but again, I'm not in love with it. I'm not feeling that good on that one right now.
The only thing is we're in the middle still, technically.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I look here, here's the thought process on that end. I looked at the 50. I'm like, okay, 50 support, got the 25 close. I could take a starter there. I know it'll react if we pull back into this gap. I could double down there, at least get my average down to the point that I be green again and take some off.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have a really, really decent morning going, even though I gave a little bit of unrealized back. But you know what? It's just like, you're not really losing money if you don't write or if you don't sell the assets. So it's just
Yeah.
unrealized.
I agree.
That's one of the main reasons, guys, why I hide my P&L. Because I don't like to see sometimes the swings on the unrealized. I can mentally calculate it based on size, but I still really don't like to just see that big green number get small as the trade works.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's better than it being red. So
Yeah, no, agreed. But when it's 4 times and then it goes like,
Yeah, what you
know,
end up taking out. Yeah, I know.
yeah, like like if you're up like $1,000 and all of a sudden you're only up 250, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, you're gonna be tight.
Looks like it wants to set up a little ascending wedge here now.
The only thing is that if we kind of if this kind of closes above the this high from before, technically we just made a higher high and we're making higher
Yeah.
lows. So
It's just really, really light volume though. That's the thing. Like the volume's really light.
nope, yeah, I agree with you. I see the ball. Yeah, I haven't like been watching volume enough to start making decisions off of it because I'm still just reading the candles.
Yeah.
You think maybe, Scott, that they're expecting the Amazon and Apple earnings to be really good like they were yesterday, and they're just going to drive it up? Like, did you see that run up at the end of
I
the
mean,
day?
they could be, but you think that there'd be some profit taking before that because the tariff stuff and how Bezos has been talking,
Yeah.
So I mean, you would think that there'd be some profit taking. So I haven't really looked at
Yeah.
Amazon's chart today.
It's up a little bit, Apple's
it's up
down
a
a
little
little bit, but they drove Microsoft at the close from 391 up to 420.
I would like to see, I don't know if anybody will look at the option chain stuff right now, but I would like to see how much money is at 200 on Amazon versus 175. So I would like to see which side of it has more money sitting, 200 or 175. At least on the weeklies. Granted, probably 225 and 150 on the weeklies would be better.
200 does.
200 does? Okay. So they're
Yeah,
predicting.
200's got 10,000 contracts sitting right there at it. 175's only got 4.
Okay.
What
Is that
was
the
other-
weeklies?
Yeah, that's the weekly.
Yeah. Okay. So they're expecting a pop on it. All right.
What's the other numbers?
What's Apple? Like, what do you think? Oh, well, 225 for the monthly and 150 for the monthly. But we're a new month, so it's probably real light.
Yeah, it is. It's not.
Yeah, it's a brand new month, so we just started it.
What are you gonna say? What's
How
Apple?
do you see the weekly option, or do you just go to the day?
The weeklies are all of them for anything that's not SPY or QQQ. They're all weeklies except for the monthlies. SPY and QQQ are the only ones that have the 0 days.
Yep. 0-day expirations.
What were you asking about Apple?
I'm just trying to figure this out too.
Yeah, you know me, I don't speak option, man. It's witchcraft to me. It's funny though. I was saying that's my next challenge is to figure out. I'm good at predicting the price, but I'm bad
It's
with
just the Greeks. You know how to chart.
I know that, but that's
Yeah.
a lot of damn moving parts, man. That's the
Yeah.
problem with it. I mean, it's too many moving parts for me.
I've looked at it, Scott, and I think you could, if it's like if the Qs drop, you
Mhm.
can just buy a call, like $2 above the price
The
because
problem
Yeah,
is-
no,
it's fast, right?
I know how to do it, but the longer term ones are what get me. The short ones I'm good at. The longer term ones, I just, they're
And you have to just understand the shorter that it is, the theta, is going to eat at you quicker. So
yeah, the decay is quick, super quick.
yeah.
The
Oh.
easiest way to make
I
money
don't
with
think you
options.
have to worry about the theta because if you're just going to do it in one day and
Yeah, that's
gamble on that, then why not? Right? You don't have
Because
to
he
worry
would
about
be yeah, I know what you mean. Because like he's playing the weeklies. I don't think he would play the 0 DTE on SPY. But he
Yeah,
would
that theta
play the
burns quick.
weeklies, which give him so like I used to play with options a little bit, even on Tesla and stuff. It's just, when the market's going one way, Tesla's going another way. It really depends. I don't know anyone who's done it who hasn't been doing it for like 5 to 6 years consistently to get like really good at it. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
The easiest way to make money on options is a credit account where you're selling
Yeah, you're selling,
So
right?
you're selling
Exactly. You're
calls or selling puts
selling
because
stuff that's completely out of the money. Yeah.
because then the house is in your favor as far as the theta. Because if you're trying to make money by buying them, the theta's against you. If you
Yeah,
try to
exactly.
make money by selling them, the theta works for you. So, you
The
may
only
think,
problem selling them is if you get assigned. That's the only thing you have to be worried
Yeah,
about.
that's the problem with selling them. Yeah.
Yeah.
if you get what?
If you get assigned.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they exercise the option.
Yeah, if they exercise it.
Well,
Which
like if you
shouldn't
look at
really happen on a weekly, but you never know.
the Qs right now, like 488 is 60 cents, 67 cents. Is Q's going to go to 488 today
Yeah,
if
exactly.
Apple and Amazon kill it? Maybe.
Maybe right, but that would be at the end of the day after the option market closed.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
So you can't exercise that until tomorrow. There's the descending wedge or the ascending wedge breakout into that hourly gap. So
See, since I said that 488, the 488 Qs went up 3 cents, 4 cents an option.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a little bit less than 10%, right?
yep, it is. It's like 7%.
Yeah, but watch here. You get a pullback, and it's going to drop more than
It'll go drop quicker. Yeah, it'll drop
you
quicker.
realize.
Yeah.
you just tap that gap up top. So like I said,
There's a
over
lot of volume on it though on the Qs. A
Oh,
lot.
that's a
Uh,
5 minute, right?
a 5 minute, yeah.
Yeah.
You're 75 cents from 485 too right now in QQQ.
And there's a small 1 minute gap before we may started that sell off this morning before the news at 8:30, which is actually what I'm waiting for to see. I'm not long right now, unfortunately. There was a spot that I scalped just for the break, but then I got out.
Oh, what are you doing? Don't stand in front of this if it breaks out here. You want it to break out with volume. If it's going to break out, you want it to break out with volume.
I
This
just
is one of
it
those
didn't
where
really come back into a gap.
you want that 3 to 4,000 contract candle if it breaks out. Thank you. I'll try that cheap trade any day of the week when I'm not in a trade. Hopefully, by the way, stop now is break even. Hopefully, I can get the top of that and try it again here in a minute. You're now holding the top of the 5 minute channels. You had a really, really nice little 1 minute trend line there. You had basically the gap right there and 20K. All right. I mean, that is definitely the definition of a cheap trade if you wait for a lower high or, a candle that opens with a lower high. But, you're kind of fighting this current trend, but as I stated, the volume really wasn't coming. If that broke out, you would have got a 3 or 4,000 contract handle, and it really would have started coming. That's why I said there, don't stand in front of it if you try it here.
One 100% agree, Scott. So the only thing for me, right? So the only real bullish gap we didn't really tap back into. The only other spot that I would have tried it was we had an inversion that we then sat on top of, which would have been the best spot. It was just kind of in the middle, so I didn't take it. I am still flat.
Yeah, I mean, we had this 5 minute, like I said, so this was a 5 minute bearish gap. That
No,
was the
I know. I
target.
like your short actually. I actually
That
like
was
the
a
short better than trying to long.
target
Short
to
was
the
great.
upside. I just
Yeah.
obviously we've got all the support now below. So, I honestly think this is just a scalpy here at this point. Also, I took that trade at 10:29 or 10:30 on the nose. So,
Yeah.
I don't like to take entries at.
I'm looking at this new freaking prop firm. I just started it. So actually, it's funny. I actually won a giveaway yesterday on some dude's live stream. So it's a straight to funded, but the rules are very interesting.
What is that? Is it the same one Mike did?
Yeah, it's the same one Mike did. I was actually meant to call him. I don't know where he went.
He's just so smoking ass busy. It's not even funny. Like the
What's it called,
detailing business
Anthony?
is just crazy.
It's called Tradeify. It's you just buy it. You're automatically funded the second that you buy it. Um, The consistency is 20%. So you have to trade for at least 10 days. So it's 10 days between payouts. You have to make it has to be 20% consistency. So like on the 50K straight to funded, the goal is you get $3,000 profit. And then you could actually take out the entire $3,000 and then they reset it. So it's like after 4 payouts, I believe, doing this is like there's just like a goal to get to, and then you could take the entire thing out. They keep 10% or whatever of what you take out, and then once you get past 4 of these payout windows, they put you in a live account. Very interesting. I was just like, it's like the profit goal is still technically the same. It's 3,000 years old, but you're still on a sin funded. So it's like, what's the point of even trying to do it with a combine when you could just do it for real the first time? I've actually talked about it before. Yeah, it's Tradeify. The only other one that I'm looking at is Take Profit Trader, and I'm just trying to get as much possible and just like start building up this personal account that I have. So that is the goal at the moment.
Oh, Mike tried that one too. Didn't Mike try that one too?
Yeah, he did. I think he blew it though.
He gets them passed, and
He
then
gets them passed with no problem. I know. I told him this. I'm like,
then he
that's just
changes his
psychology.
like Riley. He get them passed, and he changes his mindset.
No, it's because once you pass, then you want to make money instead of just trading the exact same way.
I got you.
Oh, I have that problem too.
What is
Yeah,
it?
we all do. I've had it as well. So why do you think I know how it goes?
I can pass the damn things in 2 trades, but then keeping them is ridiculous.
Yeah, me
Keeping
too.
them
I
is
have
the
the
issue.
problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just people I think alter their rule set or their mindset is like, well, it's not real money. So,
Right, exactly.
they handle the trades differently.
Watch this 1 minute gap coming up.
So I've been watching that 488 option call on the Qs. In that dip, it went to 61 cents. Now it's 84.
Yeah, so that's
We're
like
about to we're about to
30%.
print 485, so watch for 485 here.
Thank you.
Oh, that's some fuckery there. That's beautiful.
So I'm gonna break even. I call it out. 1 minute gap. I'll take that. I wish I was long, but I'm not. I'll trade it Scott's way.
I'd
Yes,
just still
that
watch
was
the
back up.
485. Just watch the
No, yeah, I think
485.
we're gonna take out that 35 high, most likely.
Yeah, that's 485. So that'll
Yeah.
be 485. Handle out 17 seconds, and you'll have another nice bullish gap. I mean, if you try it, don't let it invert, because if it inverts, it's going to be a good sell-off. Well, that's going to be, you're going to have that here in just a second. There it is. So you technically have a 5-minute gap and a 1-minute gap now in the same spot. One is bullish, one is bearish. I think if the bullish gap inverts and the bearish gap holds,
I literally was saying that to a muted thing, and then you said the exact same words out of my like. Literally, I was saying the exact. Watch if this bullish gap inverts, and you said it at the exact same time.
yeah.
Now watch if it closes like this. Watch for so this should also give us a bearish gap on the opposite side, and then we will watch the following candle.
We'll see. It held the 1 minute. Again, we still haven't printed 485. We got 488. Granted, it's first day of the month, so not really a big deal. Candle's gonna tell the story. Thirty seconds left. They gotta go. Ten seconds. Should close at the top. If it closes at the top, you'll get it. You'll get it. It's gonna close right at the top. There it goes. 485.92. 44.92. 484. Yeah, I said 44. Okay. There's 45. Watch the volume here. 30 seconds, 1,600 contracts. New high, right? We got the new high from overnight. Yep, new high from overnight. Next resistance at this point is going to be, I'm going to give you up targets now. Right there, which we just wicked to. And then after that, are we going to get there today? No, I don't think we're going to get there. Actually, we could. I would watch this high here. And then last but not least, for the max target on the day, at least in the morning before earnings, would be that. So, whoa, Scott, you screwed that up, homie. So those are your three targets for the moment. We back to 2. What are we up? 2% now? Uh, 2.27%. The Nasdaq is far outpacing the S&P 500 and the Dow today, but obviously we had tech earnings, so that would be it. Like, we don't care that people can't buy cheeseburgers, man. They're still buying iPhones. Uh-oh, what just happened? That's a weird candle. Who said something? Actually, the volume isn't really there.
That option went to like 94 cents. If you look at this, Scott, I think it's easy, really.
I mean, I've day traded them on Thinkorswim way back in the day, you know, like intraday, like actually day traded them like over a 10-minute period a few
Yeah,
times, especially when we get those massive moves, when we used to get those massive moves like Anthony was mentioning on Tesla and Nvidia.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but you know, it's just
I
make
know
more
it's
money.
just more
It's
shit, right?
easier. It's just easier for me to do this. There's, like I said, it's easier to see for me. Okay, it's got a year in it. Look at the daily chart. Looks like inverse head and shoulders, doesn't it? That's the daily. You do
Yeah.
have a candle with a high on the daily right around, let me put my data box up. Hang on. I gotta find the data box. What is the high of that candle right there? The high of that candle is not showing. 044. So that's the last major high before that last sell-off was 044. So I might think about putting a horizontal there just in case we hit it. Did we hit it? Yeah, we hit it. Okay, good. All right. That's what we hit, was that horizontal. Look at that. Yeah, yeah, hang on. If you go to the hourly chart, it was the daily chart. It was the daily chart. Shut up, Scott. It's the
I have
daily
it on the
chart.
hourly.
Probably get on the hourly, but I think it stands out on my daily better. I don't know what the hell happened with my charts there for a second. Come on. Come on, Ninja. Okay. On the daily, if you roll to this last big green doji right here on April 2nd,
April 2nd, yeah.
the high of that is 442 or 042. So, and then we had a big sell off, 042. So, which we basically hit perfectly, which is also a nice little 1 minute trend line too. So that's one of those three targets that I have on the screen there. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was short, but it knocked me out on the back end. I only got 50% of the way out before it came back up.
I don't want to do some Scott shit, but I want some confirmation here. I still have 2 easy targets above on the short-term chart. So, I mean, any idiot with the
What
trend.
do you have
Look,
above, Scott?
any idiot with a trend line can draw these two. Look, so you've got this high, this major high, 1, 2. Okay, so that gets us to 060s, basically right here. Oh, yeah, 060s, and then you've got the more aggressive
Yeah, I got a
one,
horizontal at 165.
and you got the aggressive one at basically 080 right now. So unless I get some form of confirmation, I'm not going to go after that in this area. Yeah, that's the same candle. The one that you've got your box on is the same candle. The thing is, you've got a couple of really, really nice little short-term trend lines, and we're coming into 11. So I think I'll wait till after. If I'm going to take another one, I'll wait till after 11 when we get the new volatility that comes in. I don't know. We'll see.
It's having that grind feeling, like it's going to grind all the
Yeah,
way
no,
up. And
yeah,
then
you know, and
reject.
those are the ones that are always sticky. You know,
Yeah, I do
those are the
rough
ones
on
that are
those,
always
so I'm just
sticky.
waiting.
So the problem here is if you try this when it's grinding up like this, and you know Trump says something good or some sort of decent news comes out here, it'll be like a 100-point candle straight up. You know, and it'll be the spread will open up completely, and your stop, if you have a stop in that's tight, you'll get 30 or 40 points of slippage, and you'll be like, ah, crap. That's always the problem with when it's grinding like that in one direction, and then news comes out. It's always a massive. The spread opens straight up, and your stop just gets absolutely destroyed with slippage. So, so I say I want some confirmation it's going the right direction I'd like it to go, but I'm just going to sit here
So
on.
would you wait for a rejection candle, a
Yeah,
retest, and
I'd
then go
wait for
short?
rejection or something that I think is a cheap trade where I could take a little bit that would probably work quick and then add to it. If it again, I wouldn't even think about doing it until it gets, back below these 2 5-minute gap, the 5-minute gap and the 1-minute gap. I wouldn't
Previously
even.
a 1 minute bearish gap. That's always
Yeah.
that's usually the only time that I'll start looking for a short on a chart like this.
Yeah, because it's got that. You're right, the grind and feeling, and there's 2 easy targets on the 1 minute to the upside. So
Yep. And that 1 minute bearish gap that I was talking about for potential resistance, we did break out and come back and sit right on top of it.
and keep in mind, ADX and RSI are together up high here now. So we may be setting up for a lower high pullback at least to the top of that channel. Not channel, the top of the 2 gaps. You also have another little tiny bullish gap in here. Really tiny. I don't really watch the little ones as much, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. ADX and RSI together.
So I have a line at 165 and a line at 200 on the 200 on the daily.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and then 300 is the bottom of another one on the daily. So and we may get there.
We're up 4% now. So I mean, we see that we had good earnings yesterday. I'll give them that. So we may see a 3% or up today. Then again, I thought we were going to see a 3% or down yesterday until we had decent news, and it reversed and did that inverse head and shoulders, and which was the trade of the day yesterday. So I'll just kick it here for a little bit. If it wasn't raining, I'd probably be outside by now, but it's raining here, so nothing better to do.
Do y'all have cold rains as well? Because here in Colorado, the rain's really cold.
It depends. I mean, it depends on like what type of front is coming across.
When I lived in Florida, it's like a hot rain. It almost steams when it's hitting the ground. And then up here, it's just freezing, man. It sucks when it rains.
all that elevation you guys got there, man. I mean, you're at what, where you are, 4,000 feet above sea level, 5,000 feet above sea level,
Nah, 6,500.
65.
Where
So there you go.
where in Denver are you?
He's
I'm
Colorado
in
Springs.
Colorado Springs, hour below Denver. We're
I'm in
we're actually
Colorado.
higher than Denver. Denver is the mile high city. We're 6,500 feet.
Well, I'm in Evergreen right now. I'm higher than you.
Oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
just got here a few weeks ago.
I've been here for about 11 years, or no, 13 years.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I grew up here. Yeah, it's great. Great state.
Watch this candle now.
I'm out. Have a nice day, guys.
All right, see you, Blair.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, I already am, but on ADX cross back under RSI here, and then we. Oh yeah, I'm already up 20. So I mean, it's got to test the top of this gap, and ideally, if it tests the top of this gap and then inverts it, then I'm in the driver's seat. Although there is a little tiny mini 1 minute guy that is so small I can barely draw it that we just tapped. If I scale the chart right, you can see it better.
Yeah, it's from before. We technically did close under it, but I see the one you're talking about. So this is something I would look for. Like we made a high, we made a low, we made a higher high. Watch if this candle makes a lower low, and then I would look for the short. I know Scott's already short though.
Yeah, but this candle, I mean, it tapped that gap and instantly popped fucking 15 points.
Yeah.
It's a little shitty gap, which I don't like, but whatever. I mean, you still have those two damn targets, and now I have the 1 minute trend. See, there it is. 1 minute trend line, the 60 was the next. The 1 minute trend line and the 5 minute trend line hit the same spot, and then you got 80 still. So they're just going to keep grinding this fool. I'll catch the home run in the afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah, I got long on confirmation. I'm just gonna let it sit. If it comes back
Nice.
down, it's all good.
Well, yeah, you're in two spots. I mean, depending upon how you scale, if you've got long on the right spot there, right where that 1 minute gap was when I said it, you can take some off this next line, which was 60, and then the 1 minute trend line, and then you got 80, and then after that, might continue to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was late
That's
on it.
what
It already took me out.
that's what I was saying, right? Like until we see a bearish gap, the trend is up, and
Yeah, no, it
until
is
we
up,
see some,
for sure.
yeah, yep.
I mean, the news for manufacturing wasn't as bad. Granted, it did trend down more. Next month, if it's in the 40s, that will be the big warning sign. But it's tech earnings season, and you had two banger reports. And Medic did say that he gave us the options money on where it is, and it's still higher. So the big money is still betting that we're going up more. So
So if you draw that trend line from the high around like 10:30 last night to the highs right before like around 3 a.m., this could probably go to like 20,000 80-ish,
That's where
20,090-ish.
know where my line hits right. My top one, Ant.
Oh, shucks, yeah.
It's been there for a minute, bud.
Oh, so sometimes well, I'm getting better at just charting my own stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's good. That's
yeah,
good. That's
yeah,
good. It's nice when other people have lines in the same place. That's why
yeah.
I try to always be very vocal about where I put my lines, and I try to get rid of them as soon as they're no longer valid.
Right.
Because that's the thing about trading lines and channels. Once they're no longer valid, there's no reason to have them. But that idea has been invalidated. It works until it doesn't.
Now on the longer time frames, I've noticed if I leave them, they at a
Oh
later
yeah,
time,
they'll be
like on the four
better.
hour,
Correct.
they'll come back into play.
If you would like, that's the same type of thing as the gap. Like a lot of times, if you invert that, it'll work really, really well. Which is what I
Yeah,
mentioned. So
later
look,
on.
I called it in this area here. I had this original downtrend channel, and I said right here, watch if we hold the top side, and we held the top side. Never closed the candle below the top side of this original downtrend channel. So the trend reversed, and from that point, it's gone 80 points. So
Yep.
we're coming into 11. So we got the London liquidity
That should be done.
stuff. Hi, Piper.
Yeah, I gotta admit, since Ant started talking about all these gaps, I only use the daily and the 4 hour and sometimes the 1 hour, but now I'm seeing a lot more good trades or ideas off of the 1 minute and 5 minute.
Yeah, they like I said, they definitely help confirmation for me. Some of them I'd have a hard time trying to grab. Like I wouldn't have tried to grab that. I saw it, that little 1 minute gap there. I wouldn't have tried to grab it, but I was definitely cognizant of that. So, and then you got
I mean, it
another.
definitely helps if I'm in a short and I'm coming up on one of the gaps, I'm hitting towards 50% of it, I'm pulling my stop down.
Mhm. Another little tiny 1 minute guy here again. So we're going for that 80 line for show. But Blair said the money's at 48 today. So, you may still see if it's at 488, we're at 486. That's 90 more points. So 90 points from here is
That put us
basically,
right at the 160, 165 level.
yeah. Yep. All right, my dog's jumping on me. I'm gonna walk out so I don't try to short this shit again right here. Well, it's right at 11 o'clock. We get a crazy couple of minutes after
Yes, I know,
11.
I know, I
So,
know.
I'll let it do its thing. And again, this has the potential now to set up a regular, like, nice head and shoulders if we get back in here and reject it. Probably back to VWAP, but there's no point, as I said, in standing in front of this one. I got two scalps on it, and it is what it is. Still a good morning. I mean, we're, like I said, probably going for 3%. We should almost be there. What do we got here?
We're at 2.1.
I meant on IXIC, so 2.48.
Okay.
IXI, the actual index.
Okay.
So, all right, I'll be back in a minute.
And I'm probably gonna hop off in like the next 10 minutes. Solid morning. I just wish I caught this long a little bit better. I was long. It just, sometimes you just want to get out of the scalp and it goes 100 points without you. Now watch this candle. This should give us a gap. We just, depending on how it closes, we still got 34 seconds left. We're going to invert one small little 1 minute that Scott did just bring up. We should get a nice bearish one that then we can then play off. Scott's going to come back and be pissed. I already know. Oh, look at this. All right, 12 seconds. You want to see this candle close pretty weak. And watch this candle. Now watch that little inversion gap that we have on top of us. Right there. You'd be, I'm short. Go. It's gotta go here. You want to see it continue.
Of course, I walk away and does well.
I literally said that.
Scott's gonna walk back and be that's fine because, like I said, if we can invert this gap, I'll get it and I'll get the
Yeah,
head
yeah.
and shoulders.
When you walked away, I was like, Scott's gonna be pissed when he gets back.
Nah, you just gotta laugh at it though. You know,
Yeah, I know,
sometimes you just gotta laugh. If it had hit that line and dropped 100 points right away, I'd be throwing stuff at my window.
There you go. That's
It is what it
PT2
is.
for me. I did take off a little bit just because we're against the momentum. Usually that would be PT1 for 10. I did take PT1 at 5.
You did create a bearish gap too. Anthony probably
Yep.
mentioned it.
Yes, I did.
Anthony probably mentioned it. Mentioned it. Can't speak English here.
It may come down and test the overnight high and then bounce back off that.
Yeah. Well, you got bullish gap after bullish gap, so until it respects one of the bearish gaps, you know, I wouldn't expect it to do a really, really big pullback personally, but
Now, if you did take this short, I would obviously not hold it if we close anything back over 20,070.
no.
Yeah, it's just gonna grind up. I'm done for the
I
day.
agree, but I gotta play the strategy as the strategy requires.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. I just haven't got good at the grinding. It's too slow for me.
I
Yeah,
know.
the
Well,
grinds are annoying. Well, we got so used to the volatility, you know, and
that's
when it
why.
grinds, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of the baby. I'll be back in the probably the evening.
All right, man.
All
Y'all have
right.
a good one. Thank you.
Yep. See you. Oh boy.
We still have not hit that upper target that Scott's got, so I am no longer in the short. I did get a little scalp there, basically a small green trade, which is fine. This is going to blow off the top for sure. Yeah, you know what? I really don't need to do anything else.
There's 80. She's going to keep going, folks. Unless you see a crazy wick and then a lower high, lower low candle that's big red, she's going to keep going.
And actually, now that I look at it, there's a super small 1 minute gap that we did hold.
Yep. Yeah, the other one right in here.
Yep.
Is Alexa, skip song. Oh man, don't even listen to Linkin Park screaming right now. Friggin' pool builders in Florida are all telling me right now 18 months from the time we sign the contract, they can break ground. Like you're out of your freaking mind. Have to grease the wheels of that one a little bit.
Trend line worked. Trend line did give you 10 points. And pull this, hopefully invert this little bullish gap that's on the left of us. But you are stepping in front of it. All right, I'm gonna call it actually an early day. You know what? I'm traveling today, and I will.
Oh, where are you heading? That's right. You were saying you were going
we're taking a drive to LA.
Okay. All right. Cool. Say hi to Rob.
All right. Oh no, Rob's in Florida now though.
That's right. Rob's in Florida. God, I forgot. I forgot about that. Don't say hi to Rob. All right. Enjoy LA. If you best burger joint in LA is like go over in what beach is that? God damn it, I can't remember. Go to Hodad's. It's awesome.
Hodad's. All right.
Hodad's is fantastic. It's a little hole in the wall place, but it is amazing.
All
It's
right.
one of the beaches. I can't remember which beach.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys. I'll probably still hop on for a little bit tomorrow. I probably won't do too much trading,
Yeah,
but
it's Friday. I mean,
yep. Have
2
a
months, so it won't
good
be
rest
too
of your day,
crazy.
guys.
All right, man.
Scott.
See you. Flat. I just want to see what happens here. I kind of want to grab one more trade, but I'm not going to do it until I get something I really like. I think I have better potential to get like a 200 pointer down than up from here. Oh, I'll wait for a trend to confirm the reversal before I really get aggressive with it. As I said, I think with these grinds, if the news comes out, then you're liable to get a 100-point up candle instantly. There you go. Looks like it wants to give you the big straight up candle here. One of them's coming. Straight up or straight down. Candles are getting real tight. Yeah, no, I agree. It's also a heck of an ascending wedge. You know, those are, I love the look of the ascending wedges. So, therefore, I'm sitting here, but I don't even have my montages up in front of me right now. I've got a browser, so I have to actually consciously not click the button. If I see something I like, I'll get the browser off this screen and hit a button. I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it was nice out. It is raining though. I wonder if we're going for that next daily gap. I had one I didn't think we'd get to today, but let's check it out and see. Wee. Look at that grind. They get it to the 200 on the daily today? I doubt it, man. That's a nice transfer target there. Jeez. 360. $198. That would be that'd be what I'd watch. I wouldn't have thought we'd get to 198 today, but there's definitely a possibility. And if the news and the earnings are good after hours, you will go to the 200 on the daily, which is 360s, 380s. I might have to trade ER this afternoon. I might have to do that. Another valid entry would be the test of the 1 minute support line, underside, and then a lower high. That would be a valid entry short, but I mean, targets are right there. That's a little hourly. It looks like they're going to give you a bearish candle and then boom, it gets bought right back up. Blair's 488's looking like it's going to happen here. Or 46.50, which would be another 70 points. 150. I think people are thinking we'll tap this gap here, but I don't think we're going another. Oh, look at that. There's a boner candle. Oh, finally got it. Watch the volume. Something was said. Look at the volume. How hard the volume's coming all of a sudden. Something happened. Some Trump tweeted something. What did he tweet? Hang on. That is a monster candle. What came out? I'm chasing the hell out of this thing down. Look at that candle. That's five. That's going to be a 6,000 contract candle here in a minute. Did anybody see any news yet? I don't see a truth from here, Trumpy. Watch the midpoint of the candle.
US weighs
Yeah,
easing NVIDIA chip curves on UAE as Trump plans visit.
is that like just hit headline just hit?
Yeah. So weighs easing NVIDIA chip curves on.
The damn bond auction too just happened.
Really? Already? I thought it was this afternoon.
70, well, 3 month, the 3 month and the 1 month. The news just came out. It doesn't have the stats on it yet. Didn't quite hit Blair's 488s. Yeah, I see that headline too, Medic. US weighs easing NVIDIA chip curbs and on UAE as Trump plans visit. So did Nvidia rip up? Most likely. Most likely. Yeah, Nvidia did rip up. Nvidia's still making new highs here, but the Qs are not yet. Nvidia's still rolling. Wow. Nvidia keeps making higher highs, and Qs still have not. No, man, that hourly gap there is looking really, really tasty for longs right now, I think, that I got on the chart right around 200. Plus, we still didn't hit those 488s. We're close to it, where Blair said all the options money was looking this morning. I don't know. It's maybe one where I just wait till the afternoon, and if we hold the uptrend channel later in the afternoon on the 5 minute, get long again. If we have a nice big downtrend channel, we get back to the top of it, around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, get short. So I just end up doing that. Nothing better to do right now. Just watch Nvidia, man. Nvidia's still making higher highs. Okay. I'm watching just Nvidia to print 115, and then once it prints 115, if it makes a lower high, I'll try it short. But other than that, I'm just chilling. Watching the raindrops fall. Back on the 1 minute support trend line. Nvidia's printing another new high here. 114.90 now. Almost 115. $14.94. All right, now I can start looking for a Head and Shoulders again. We haven't gotten a bearish gap. I've been sitting here too damn long today.
Zero Hunger Zero Waste program donates fresh food to the people who need it most. We donated over 3 billion meals to families in need. So how can you give? Simply round up your purchase at checkout to join us in ending childhood hunger. And together, we can do more for our neighbors. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I don't know. I mean, I think Nvidia's got to pull back to the trend line and then try it. I'm looking for, like I said, now I'm just looking for that Head and Shoulders setup personally. Q's move was disproportionate to Nvidia's move there. This might be the first bearish gap you get here in 3 seconds. Well, the attempt, the chance of a bearish gap for a while. We'll see if it fills it straight back up. Oh, it's tired now. Good Lord. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I want a big move one way or the other, but in the right spot. See what we get. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what happens with this little gap here, personally. Nothing good to browse on the internet right now, so really don't want to be sitting here at the moment.
Hey, you're talking about trading ER. So apparently Hassett says tariff news expected by end of day. So just be careful.
What was it? What news was expected by the end of the day?
Tariff news.
Ah, yeah.
So right about the same time, by the end of the day, oh look, and we have ER. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Like it's real tricky on these things that are grinding. You know, we get any sort of good news, it's liable to rip, 100 points straight up, and you'll get smoked on your stop.
well,
So
I don't know what their definition of end of the day is. Is it 3, 4, 5? When end of the day? When do you expect that? Probably after the market closes.
yeah, I mean, I'm good green today. I just kind of wish I'd have taken more off yet at the bottom when I had that good one working. I mean, this does. We see it time and time again. We get the inverse head and shoulders all the way back up and the head and shoulders all the way back down. So like at least to like the VWAP if you're under VWAP, back up to VWAP. If you're over VWAP, back down to VWAP. But it's just it's a trade. We did hold that bearish gap there, so I only took a small position. I'm not risking much here. I did get PT1. But then you got this last little bullish gap that we're coming to. This is the one I think we need to close under is like 060. If we close under 060 and don't get back above that, then I would watch that pullback. Okay, very good. I'm going to take some offer right there. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What?
Bill Bull's chart. This is the one we need to get under and invert, and then we'll get the ride down to here, and then hopefully VWAP, but shitty time of day, to be truthful. Thank you. Keep going, baby. Yeah, is there another one? I don't have the I don't have it drawn. I don't think I got the one that's all the way down here. But I also did just put the 1 minute trend line in a few minutes ago, and that support is 032 on this candle. So we'll see. I don't know how far this head and shoulders will go. I'd like it to go all the way to VWAP, but I don't think it does that super quick here. Nvidia is coming back towards its 1 minute uptrend line, and Nvidia is what caused that move up. So we'll see. I did add one time on the way down, actually rather large. Once we confirm the rejection of that underside on the 25. Fortunately, it worked pretty quick. That's why I took more off right at the 50. And we'll see what we get now. I'd like to reject the underside of this gap here now, but we'll see. Sorry, the top side of it, top side of it. Ideally, we don't get above 0.75. Glad I stuck around. So these are the two you got to watch now. Top side hourly gap and this downside hourly gap for a while. So that's kind of what I'd keep an eye on. Come on, baby. Still have this one little bullish gap we're trying to hold over here, the one we kind of broke out off of. Tiny. But get me back to that hourly and I'll be in a good place. All right, so I'd watch those two gaps today, that hourly guy and the 200 on the daily, by the way. I'd watch those for the highs, especially after earnings, excuse me. But at this point, I'm just going to leave a trail on. If it gets back above 25, I am just going to walk away a little bit. So everybody have a good afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and kill the call here so I can process and I can go ahead and upload it. Everyone have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow there is news in the morning. Remember, there is major earnings after hours today, so be very careful. And as Medic said, there is possibility of some big tariff news today. So tomorrow is Friday. Payrolls, unemployment, wages at 8:30. So you're going to get some red folder stuff at 8:30. All right. See you guys. I'm out.
Catch you later.